So let us talk of who is the leader of the country. India, in my view, always had a Tina effect for quite some time. There was a phase when we can say there was no Tina effect. Tina means there is no alternative. Today, let us start from an incident which happened today. Today means it came out in paper today, it happened yesterday. Rahul Gandhi went to that Parbhani in Maharashtra, where there was a custodial death of a Dalit leader, Dalit youngster. He went to his place, talked to his people. Now, why I am taking the name of Rahul Gandhi is now slowly Rahul Gandhi is becoming, there is no alternative. Why I am telling this? Let us start from where the way I am thinking. India got independence in 1947. We got our constitution in 1952. In 1950, and then we had the first election, general elections after that. So let us, and this is now 75 years of, we are celebrating 75 years of Indian constitution. Let us divide the entire 75 years into 3 phases. So let us say 50 to 75, then 75 to 2000, and 2000 to 2025. Now the first 25 years, India had a very visible thing that there is no alternative. Initially it was Nehru. We had no alternative of Nehru. And then came Mrs. Gandhi. Now this country had always thought that we don't have any alternative to Mrs. Gandhi, and they ruled like that. That was 75. And then Mrs. Gandhi committed a mistake. She imposed emergency, and that was the time when the country was forced to choose another leader. There was no single leader again. So we went for Jayaprakash Narayan, we went behind Jayaprakash Narayan, but Jayaprakash Narayan was not into power politics. He led a movement, other people came, they tried to share that power the way they knew, but since there was no Tina, again Mrs. Gandhi came back. Because Mrs. Gandhi still in 1980 was relevant, and the country felt that there is no alternative to Indira Gandhi. 1984, Mrs. Gandhi was shot, and then again Tina factor came in. Other than Rajiv Gandhi, who was son of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, there is no alternative. That was the time when the country failed, Congress failed, the country failed. Because please remember, Rajiv Gandhi in the electoral history of India had the highest number of votes polled, highest number of members elected under his leadership. So there was no alternative. And then came 1989. From 1989 to 2013 or 14, exactly 14 years there and 11 years here. Again a period of 25, there was no alternative. So there was no one. So the country, good or bad, I am not passing any judgment on that. It was good for the country, it was good for democracy. But as far as democracy is concerned, it was good for democracy. As far as the power distributing, going from the hands of few to hands of many, like regional party came up during this period. There were regional people who had their own influence base. Every part of the country, right from Jammu Kashmir to, you can say, Tamil Nadu, every part had their own regional leaders. And then came 2014. And Mr. Narendra Modi came as there is no alternative. Even the period of BJP, there was a time when Mr. Advani was staking his claim to be the next Prime Minister of India. But people were not considering him as there is no alternative. Advani in this country was never had the advantage of Tina. That other than Advani, there's no alternative. No, he never had that advantage. But Mr. Modi, when he came in 2014, with his strategy, with his management, with his team of professionals, created an impression and a narrative that there is no alternative other than Mr. Modi. And he continued winning 3 successive elections, 2014, 2019, 2024. On this basis only, there is no alternative. Rahul Gandhi, who was challenging BJP and Mr. Modi, not only from 2014, but from the very beginning, the day he came to active politics, was reduced to be a pappu of Indian politics. BJP spent money on that. He built up a narrative where it was said that Rahul Gandhi, I mean, I have seen a lot of my friends who supposedly the intellectual class, they said, "Are yaar, ye Rahul Gandhi kaise ho sakta hai?" That was a general impression that, oh no, Rahul Gandhi cannot be an alternative. But the same people are now, if they are a vocal supporter of BJP, then they are silent. And if they are not any party supporter or any leader supporter, they say Rahul Gandhi has the spark. He is the person who can lead India. So today what is happening, because I will just as far as I think, there are 4 or 5 reasons why Rahul is becoming Tina. Number 1, in my opinion, Rahul never compromised on his principles. He never compromised on the basics of politics. Number 2, his Bharat Jodo Yatra was the turning point not only for Rahul Gandhi but for the Indian politics. The politics after Bharat Jodo Yatra has changed. Number 1, Rahul Gandhi went to people, talked to them, and the connect which he built up during that Bharat Jodo Yatra was tremendous. Other than that physically challenging, it was a physically challenging yatra. He continued that. Apart from that, Rahul Gandhi was able to connect with average Indian voter during that yatra. Then Rahul Gandhi not only connects, he talks to people. He is always in a learning process. He is always in a process where he wants to know more, understand more. He is always into that mindset. People who have met him will find that he is asking too many questions. He asks small questions. If you are a tailor, then he will ask you that how this cloth is cut, what is the margins, how you manage. He has a lot of questions. He wants to upgrade himself. Now, because of that, Rahul Gandhi has developed into a person who can not only think, who can also foresee things which are coming. It was Rahul Gandhi who said that tsunami is going to come when the COVID was coming. He was the first one who said that we must prepare. There is something drastic is going to happen. If you remember, it was Rahul Gandhi who told about Rafale, the country rejected. It was Rahul Gandhi who said about Pegasus. It was Rahul Gandhi who told about Adani. Adani is one factor where Rahul Gandhi is consistent. Rahul Gandhi, to the extent of his own partymen, leave aside the others, his own partymen turning against him, had the guts and had the conviction of calling a spade, and he is the only one leader of this country who is constantly telling what Adani is doing, the way the government is compromising itself, the way Adani is being gifted the wealth of this country, the way Adani is being, the policies are being made advantage so that Mr. Adani gets advantage. He is constantly telling on these things. Secondly, after this Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi also understood that there are two basic things which has to be addressed. Number one, the economy of the country, which from 2004 to 2014, Dr. Manmohan Singh, being an economist, was able to handle it up to an extent. The growth rate of India in post-independence, the other parameters are one of the best during this 2004 to 2014. There is no doubt about it. I'm not going into that detail. But Rahul Gandhi understood the backbone is economy. There's no doubt about it. He's talking of unemployment, he's talking of price rise, he's talking of so many things. But he also understood that if this is the backbone, the lifeline of India is the social injustice which we are doing. We must have a leader, we must have a system where everyone is equal. This inequality, this social injustice has to be addressed. And for which his prescription is Jati Janganna, caste census. Now, he says, in his own words, 90% of the people in this country are ruled by 10% people. So he wants to change it. He said, why a person from the 90% class is not getting representation, be it a government job, be it a political representation or anything for that matter. He's being criticized, he has been targeted, that first you do in your own party and things like that, but he is consistent on that. So when today Rahul Gandhi says that the caste census is to be there and the reservation, the ceiling of 50% is to be broken, people accept that. People are ready to believe what Rahul Gandhi is telling, whereas people are not ready to believe what Mr. Modi is telling. So the Tina factor has slowly shifted from Mr. Modi to Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Now, Mr. Modi has the advantage of leading a party which is on an organizational, has a very strong organization, has a very strong election machinery, and above all, has a very stranglehold on the government machinery, which are responsible to hold election, which are responsible to run this country. It can be Election Commission of India, CBI, ED, income tax, things like that. But as far as the general policy, the general direction, what should happen, what is right, it is only Rahul Gandhi who is now, in my opinion, is emerging as there's no other alternative. It may take time, it may be successful, it may not be successful, but the country has understood that it is Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and we have to see that the control on the election, and not only on the election machinery, the control on the government agencies, the excellent election machinery, and also a good organization machinery or organization structure can withstand the general will of the people of this country, that they now feel that there is no alternative but Rahul Gandhi. Thanks so much.